because this message is one for the history books. All right, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Wow, something about air signs right now. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, very significant. Very significant. All right. Speaking of, I got this XXL drink. Side note, because it's gonna lead into this funny story time. Side note, excuse me. The first time I had this drink, I met two people in significance, right? People I had, unbeknownst to me at the time, I was dreaming about like 3, 4, 5 years previously in advance. Actually, I was even dreaming about in my adolescence, but we're not even gonna get into that. So, there was like, and then like, what I realized when I got the drink now, an Aquarius had told me to get the drink because it was trending at the time. I got lemon in here because it's a lot of stuff I want to say. All right, we're getting there. So I usually be getting like occasionally these like sweet tea uptowns or whatever the case may be, lemonades from like the Chinese store, right? And for long as I've been getting them since like adolescence, I've always wondered why they put it in this container. To be honest, but I never really thought about it. I always thought like, oh, like, all right, in regard to quantity, like this is a pretty good decent amount of drink to get for what you're purchasing. So I'm like, in regards to economics, that's pretty cool, right? But I always wondered like why this container, and like all Chinese stores they all had this container for the drinks, right? Let me pace myself now before I get into the story time. So why was it yesterday? I was looking at the container and I'm like, oh, they got a star at the top of the container. And I'm like, you know what? I've always noticed that they have a star on top of those plastic containers. So I'm like, are they all purchasing the same container? So like just randomly thinking yesterday while I was looking at it, like just random. Mind you, it's been so interesting because I've been like this like I'm not gonna say like this is the most sober I've been, but I like this like in a while, like in regards to tolerancy breaks. This is the most sober I've been, and it's been very interesting because like people usually say, "Oh my gosh, you gotta take a tolerancy break. You gotta stop smoking. You gotta stop drinking, so your dream life can be fulfilled." And for like the whole time where I've been like the most sober in these previous months and stuff like that, my dream life kind of been like, But I already know why that is because like God wants me to focus on the certain content I will have to give to y'all. So like that's cool. So and we're gonna get into we're gonna get into that in this message. But back to that plastic container I was showing you that we all get these homemade iced teas from the Chinese store. So I was just thinking like, all right, they got a star on there. Now, mind you, a few days before, I was just enlightened that I had a particular previous love interest that might have been into Wicca. So that 5 star reference, when I seen the star, I was just like, nah, no way. But then I looked at the bottom. So I took, like, I was sipping out the cup without the straw, right? This container, I was sipping out of it. And at the bottom of it, they got like this little circle over there. And it kind of looked like I don't want to say evil eye, but I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yo, because I was just talking about a different video in regards to Chinese, Korean. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it. Now, I was talking about like Chinese, Asian, Korean, etc., divination is looked quite differently, and I was just like, oh, I'm like, all Chinese stores have that universal cup for that drink. I'm like, yo, this is that like divination spell work to get people to come back and buy. Anyways, and then I was about to make a little jokey joke. So, but all right, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about like the XXL drink, right? So Aquarius had recommended I had get the XXL drink. It wasn't this flavor. I got mango now. I just want to try out the flavor. I don't recall what the flavor, whatever the trending XXL drink. I think it was like strawberry. She had recommended get the strawberry drink, and I had it for my birthday. If you want to go look into like my other channel platform, you want to see that content, you go look at it. But like, so on that day, I met two significant people because, like, unbeknownst to me at the time, I was having dreams about them for many years before I even came in contact with them. So it was like almost like that XXL drink was a celebratory drink. Now, let me tell you, for like the previous 2 days, all I keep hearing is that mean, about fresh out about to flipping it and blow up. Like you know what I'm talking about, that trending video with that homeless man at ATL. And then like they put this I'm sorry, that video is hilarious. I really like that video because it's just like, and it's so funny because I was thinking to myself, like, it's so interesting. And I was trying to teach this in regards to my American Heritage Society students, like, words and spells. You manifest with words. A homeless man, you might get a discount for a service or something like that. All right, thank you. I receive it. So come in the comment section. Come in. Yes, we're gonna speak about like I'm telling you, this message about to be one for the history books, but you got to kind of. I don't know if you want to listen to the whole narration because you know I'm gonna do the story times and then we're gonna get into the message, or you want to come back where to start getting good because everything correlate, or if you want to come back and watch the message afterwards. Yes, Laquita in the comment section. Yes, it's about to get good because when I tell you, y'all really are gonna be. If you have my sense of humor or similar, you're gonna be laughing in this whole message because yeah. So like, anyways, back to this homeless man in ATL trending video. I was telling you like words and spells, words you can manifest with. This man literally had no idea somebody was gonna set up a whole production booth outside and then specifically I don't want to say target, but like target homeless people and then to give them a creative outlet. And then when doing so, he manifested his words and basically manifested that his video, song, whatever like that was going to be trending. And then I think even on top of that, the person who was even setting up the production for him to do so, other people, um, anywho's, and because I don't know what that person in the comment section talk about now. He somebody produced that whole scenario for him to even manifest like that. I think after that video had trended, the same person made a GoFundMe for that man. I'm just like, yo, like you never know. Like, this is probably like God may always come in contact with my destiny helper. God may always come in contact with the right people because like this man had no clue he was gonna come out. He's already homeless. Now he got somebody making a GoFundMe for him because he made a trending video on his account. Yo, like based off a sound, and mind you, the person who created this production for him randomly, like because that man is homeless, I'm pretty sure he don't got like a SoundCloud. I'm pretty sure he don't got a distributor, nothing like that. So like this person possibly he like not guilty. He possibly felt like, oh, like this person don't have no way to make money off this sound. Like let me make him a GoFundMe page. Like like that was a business agreement. Like in this like that manifested from the spiritual, and that's amazing. So back to what I was talking about, that XXL drink. We gonna sip to that. This XXL drink, Aquarius, remind you, Aquarius is the zodiac embodiment of prophecy and prediction. I ain't gonna hold you, I need a little bit more. Sorry. Your enemy, your op, whoever that should be, etc., they is depressed right now. Because you're like, I'm hearing champagne poppy. Take the message out of resume. It's like while you're having this celebratory drink, you going for drinks. Mind you, I just seen a video online about because I guess it's all correlated. I seen a video online just today, earlier this morning where this girl was telling her friends that she had got like a new position, a new job, that a new salary increase, bonus, something to that extent. And her friends was like, yeah, let's go out for drinks, let's go celebrate. And then the girl who was they was celebrating, I think she like went to the bathroom or she went excused herself to go do something like freshen up, something like that. And the waiter of the said restaurant where they went for drinks noticed when she stepped away that her friends are all all conclusive, all conclusive, not inconclusive. All of them together had deliberately had some substance, some sort of poison that they was putting in the. Well, they knew they had poison, but like to the waiter, he seen them put substances. Like, could you imagine, being at work 9 to 5, however so, and then you just paid to like accommodate people, hospitality job, whatever the case, etc., and then god forbid you just overhear or you see that it don't got really nothing to do with you. And this is what I mean by destiny helpers. Destiny helpers can come in any type of way. One moment. God forbid this girl stepped away from their table to go do whatever she had to do, and the waiter seen that like her friends were trying to poison her drink. God forbid on my life, and put some substances in there and the girl's drink who they took deliberately took out to go celebrate her new salary increase bonus. So what happened was the waiter when he seen her about to like go back to the table and drink this drink, he warned her and told her what was going on. So it's a paragraph in the comment section. Let me finish the story, then I'll read it. And so now knowing her friends were trying to poison her, God forbid on my life, back to sender every op and enemy. No sickness, disease. What are you talking about? Now, it's so interesting because like that waiter really didn't have to do that. Like, yes, there's common courtesy. Yeah, there's being a nice person, but a lot of times, what I've noticed, I can't speak about other different communities, but what I noticed in minority communities, there's this thing of like no snitching or don't get involved, especially like topics like DV or like calling the cop, like stuff like that. People don't like to get involved. So like, could you imagine you see somebody like and you it has nothing to do with you, and somebody, God forbid, tries to like harm somebody. God forbid on my life, have mercy. Somebody tries to harm somebody outside of yourself you have no relation to, but because you probably, whether you believe in God or not, you have the common courtesy and decency to be like, that's not right. No one wrong for right. That's not right. Let me go tell this person, basically the word of God, like don't fuck with these people. What happened in the story? Basically, she basically made up reasons as to why she didn't want to drink the drink, and then tried to get her friends to drink the drink. Her friends, the ones that were trying to poison her with that same exact drink. And once the first time they're like, no, they didn't want to drink. All of a sudden they didn't want to drink no drinks because now she was trying to give them the poison, and that's what I guess they started manifesting at that time. And they started like going crazy, like no. They started basically exposing themselves. They started telling them that because she knew. I don't know if they knew that she knew, but she knew. And these friends start exposing themselves and start saying how they poison her drink, and they're mad because she always gets what she wants and always gets better jobs than them. God forbid I ever come in contact with a friend like that from 2025 and present and future. Like no, like just no. Now let's see what you're saying in ambition in the comment section. What? So, ambition. I like your name. I'm not gonna hold you. I like your channel name because it's very like names mean things. Even if y'all, even them email accounts y'all have that have that be sounding crazy. They mean things. Like whatever you attach in regards to your name and how people perceive you is very significant. This person in the comment section name is A for ambition. All right, I don't know what the A is for, but for is in regards to protection and ambition, protecting your ambition. And for ambition in the comment section says, the hardest thing about life is that the moment a blind man gains HUA. Now HUA means something. HUA, if I'm not mistaken, has something to do with them vouchers people get in regards of Section 8. That might not be what this person means, but that's a channel message for somebody. That blind man gains HUA sight. The first thing he do is throw away the stick. Stick in regards to the spiritual community, especially tarot and stuff like that, will be in regards to fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, by the way. That he used all his life. Just felt this betrayed today. Now, mind you, the channel message I just did before was in regards to this previous Sagittarius friends of mine I had and the encounter I had with her previously. And it was a lot of betrayal energy for like more than a decade. So like what I would say to you, because like it seems like you're speaking in parable, no shade. What I would say to you in the comment section is that something first and foremost, channel message, something about Aries, Leo, Sagittarius and Section 8 is very significant and some sort of betrayal. I would give y'all a quick story time, but it had nothing to do with this. It had something, but nothing to do with the message at the same time. I'm not gonna waste my time. Like that Sagittarius wants me to have my world to revolve around them, but really their world revolves around me, and that could be a channel message for somebody in there. Somebody said hi, and somebody said hater. Hi, hater. That's probably how you're looking at your enemies at this time. So something about the theme of betrayal, because we're gonna get into it. Like, not welcoming it, but acknowledging that that was a thing. What I would say is, in regards to betrayal, you need to have a different perspective on betrayal. You should actually thank God that there is people out there that neglect themselves so much that they're so focused on just betraying you, all right? Because if you were a nobody, then like your enemy wouldn't even have the thought form of betrayal. Do you understand what I'm saying? So me personally, I can't tell you how to deal with betrayal, but I can tell you what I does, all right? I'll give myself like a day or a certain time frame in regards to that betrayal to boohoo, be sad about the shit, and then afterwards boss the fuck up. All right. If you already know this person's an enemy, if you already know this person's a betrayer, first and foremost, cut the fucking person point of contact of betrayal out of your life and scenario. All right, and then boss the fuck up. Because you know what the fuck happens when you boss the fuck up? That person is still an enemy. They don't have the means to betray you, but they're gonna be a fucking fan favorite. All right, it might not be your favorite, but in regards to you, here we go. Back in the comment section, ambition says, one of the so for ambition, the comment section is talking about those betrayals where somebody really really meant the most to you. All right, I'll put it like this. Once you found out that person had betrayed you, right? When you get out of your emotions for ambition in the comment section, when you get out of your emotions, can you start to think about any other moments you didn't perceive the red flags in regards to that betrayal? Because I'm telling you now, if you think somebody just betrayed you out of nowhere, it don't usually happen like that. It's like something that leads up to that real big, the straw that broke the camel's back. I promise you, if you sit and really think about all those red flags before that really big betrayal, there was moments before that really big betrayal. So when you start thinking about how many times they really tried you like that, it's about a close friend. A close friend. All right, they betrayed you. Either you mend the friendship or fuck them. Don't touch me. Leave me alone. That I don't mean to be so harsh, but that's really the accuracy of what it is. Either you accept the betrayal and you still want to be friends with the person, or you cut them off. I know usually the older you get, they say it's hard to make friends. Pray to God in regards to meeting the right people. Your destiny helpers, in fact. And make that theme of betrayal a very significant part of your prayers. Don't let my friends betray me. The people you want me to come in contact with after this betrayal. I promise you. I promise you it'll work. You might be sad that you could have felt like and think about it like this. What did you think about it like this? Remember I said boss up after that betrayal? Stop being friends with that person? What did that person in that extended time period of you being friends with them, what did they teach you and how can you make money off of that? About to flip in it and blow up. Woo! That man got a GoFundMe page right now. That is wild and that's beautiful at the same time. All right. So now, very quickly, let me do this quick story time before I get into the topic. So I went to go do errands and stuff like that. I really need to hurry up this message because if I still want to go grocery shopping. Anyways, I'm gonna go do this errand. And soon, like I was about to go in one direction, right? And I just heard this message somebody gave to me before, and so it's like kind of guided me going a different direction. Before I went into this different, while I was hearing this message, while I was going one direction, when I was like going to go do errands, I kind of like stopped and it was like, do I really want to listen to that person what they had to say, or do I want to do what I already said I was going to do, type shit, and then Soon as I said that, I seen somebody that I knew just vroom, just like in traffic, just vroom. I'm like, and this is somebody I'm not really like, not really fond of right now. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to go the other. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go in the other direction. So, like, quick story time, right? There was this. All right, damn, I don't want no self incrimination. Let's just say in my adolescence, there was this little big brother type of person in my life. And all I'm gonna say is we was doing something in adolescence. Not me and that same person, but it was like a group of us. We were doing something that we had no business really doing at that age. That would be against, you know, certain laws. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I have always been joked about in adolescence. People used to give me the name. This plays into the message. All right, this correlates. I always have been given in adolescence the reference of mother figure, right? People used to call me Mama Jess all the time. Mama Jess, Mama Jess, Mama Jess. And I used to, but the way they used to say it would be like I'm nagging, or oh, you're no fun. Like, you always take the fun out of things because you always, like, because I would bring insight into the situation because we were doing something we had no business doing that was kind of against the law. So I was like, I didn't want to, because I knew they was going to be like, Mama Jess, Mama Jess. I'm like, I was giving them like hypothetical scenarios. I'm like, do you think this, or do you feel as though this scenario is like, and they was just like, all right, here go Mama Jess, here go Mama Jess. And then when trouble had came, they didn't forgot where they was at. They didn't put themselves in scenarios where they can incriminate themselves. But that besides the story, right? So, because like I was saying, what we was doing was not like technically legal. So everybody made a run for it. So everybody made a run for it. So like the little big brother of the group, he had more experience from evading the law. So so everybody, without thinking, was like, we're gonna follow this nigga because he know how to get away with certain shit, right? So he running, we running, he running, we running. He jumped over a fence. It was a metal fence. It was a metal gate fence. It wasn't that tall. So he jumped over the fence. We like, I light work. We jump over the fence. When I say, I kid you not, movie styles, all I'm gonna say is this nigga ran through the fence. It was a wooden fence. The nigga ran through the fence. I will always tell the story because it's just super funny. And in that moment, when he ran through the fence, cartoon style, everybody else that was following him was like, nah, we not doing that shit. Everybody literally stopped in their tracks. Anywho. But yeah, it also matters, you know, who you follow, who you let lead you in these scenarios. And then even if you are the leader of the group or leader of your friendship, you take note of certain things. And for ambition, saying something in the comment section. Feels good. And a bit for ambition in the comment section said, yes, my stories are quite interesting. I have lived life and I continue to live life. Now, when you like come into contact with certain people, it's so funny. Sometimes make the best stories. Live your life. Live your life. Now, for ambition says, feels good to share with someone now. That too with whom I don't know how at all, but still hearing you talk, just exactly what I needed. Thank you so much. God bless you. And thank you for sharing. Because one of my things in regards of how I teach you guys is based on experience. I feel like if you hear people and their experiences, that's how I learned. I learned a lot from just looking at other people's experiences rather than experiencing like so yeah so yeah, so the story time. So I was doing errands, heard that little channel message in my head, got that little and when the let me not say it. I heard something about Nintendo. Maybe somebody was playing Nintendo or something. I don't know. I heard like a message. I seen something visually that was confirming my message. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in a different direction. Literally, I didn't even turn the corner. I even turned the corner, and then the guy I was telling y'all about in the other message that like I was like I had got the certain urge to wake up early in the morning and go do something, and I seen him and he spooked me. Ever since then, I keep coming in contact with him, and like so he be every time I see him he'd be like smoking or something like that. No shit. And every time I see him smoking, like every time I see him smoke, I always think of that meme about to flip in it and blow up. Like this could be in regards to your career. This could be in regards to like specifically your career. Like Like business is good, business is booming. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the vibes. So the other time I had seen him like a day or two ago, I seen him and I heard it's about to go down. I'm like, what the fuck? You can go listen to that previous sharing message. Now I seen him again today. So I seen him, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like I keep seeing you like, what's good? Da, da, da. I'm talking to him, whatever. And I kid you not, it's something about your romantic life right now. Like, if you are not in a relationship and you're like dating or you're seeking a love interest, I need y'all, particularly females I'm talking to, I need y'all to, whenever you're out and about and a guy starts trying to talk to you, you need to treat that like a date. All right? Because I had the most interesting date just now because, and actually, I just got asked out on a date. Ironically, because this is so interesting. I think this is what God was like, it's about to go down. So because the other day, there's like this new movies coming to movie theaters. I don't know if you know. What's it called? Now You See Me. I watched the first movie, the second movie. I think this is like the third or the fourth movie that came into. So like if there was a third movie, I didn't watch it. Either way, it's a good saga. It's a good movie series. I had put online. Now I didn't put in like my stories. I can't put in my notes. I'm like, who gonna take me to see this movie? Now the person I actually wanted to take to see this movie, but I don't think I'm not never say never. I don't think he's the type to go to the movies. I don't really know. So like I knew he wasn't going to see the message the way I had formatted it. So it was so interesting. So like the guy that I just keep coming in contact with about to flipping it and blow up. He started talking to me. Like when I say just like the other Pisces guy, he would not leave my side. I done went to like so many different I did so many different errands in that like in those like hour or so. He went with me literally to every store. He was watching everything I was purchasing. I kind of felt a little like, oh, like should I be spending money for him? Should I not be spending money for him? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I'm saying you gonna bye 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 bye. Excuse me, God, I'm playing. So like he was talking to me, and it was like we was on our first date or something like that. It's like he was seeing what I like to purchase, what type of person I am. It was so interesting because like it was. I have actually went to the beauty supply store. I went shopping and stuff like that, and I was all right. I came outside with a goal. I said I was going to get these particular items. Now the items I was going to get were like some lady delicates. You know what I'm saying? So like I didn't really want him to follow me while I was getting the delicates because I don't know what type of energy he he got going on. I just because if you know, you know. So like I was trying to like not. I was trying to do everything else before I got to what I was doing. I was like, hopefully, he would stop following me by the time, I had to go do that. So he was going with me everywhere else. We was at the beauty supply store, and it was all these different women. It was so funny. Like, as soon as we walked into the store, it was this woman, and she was bending over straight. She was wearing silver gray, that's Libra, justice embodiment. Her whole backside was out, booty poking, real nice, voluptuous. Mind you, I'm heterosexual. So I'm just like, I just started thinking about the memes when, like, there's two different perceptions of women. Like, there's a woman that be like, hey, that's a nice fat ass, and the guy look, and then like there's another perception like you're not about to look at that fat ass. I kind of was like, that's not my nigga. So like I'm walking in front, I'm just like, he look at the ass, he look at the ass. I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? But then I'm just like, American Heritage Society. I'm like, I already know it's a message coming up. So I'm like, cool. Fast forward, we trying to find, like, it was just so interesting. It was this girl, she didn't have no idea what she was doing at beauty supply store. She was talking to the people at the store, and like, she was like, what do you suggest? And I don't know what I'm doing, and this and the third. I was just in there like, where's this product at? I'm looking for this product. Can you help me find this product, please? I don't see it over there. Where's it at? And I'm just like, thank you. All about my way. This girl was she was holding two different products. Like, I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, dang. And I felt like in that moment, because I felt like it was like a date, I felt like he was taking note of that. It's like, if you have a love interest, they take note of what you're more able to do. Let's say they're dating other people or they have other love interest candidates. Like, your lover is like paying attention to your abilities and kind of, I don't want to say compare and contrast in regards to what you can do, what somebody else can do. Anywho's. Oh my god. Oh no. God forbid, I will never burn for my love interest. God forbid. Oh, for ambition, no. By the way, all right. So for ambition, I'll teach you something real quick. Since you're just bringing for the most part good energy. Even if you like to smoke for ambition in the comment section, if your partnership, friendship, relationship is majority of the time y'all just smoking, it's an illusion, my nigga. It's an illusion, my nigga. Like that's not an authentic friendship because smoke usually does what? Think about that. And you in Aries. And you in Aries. So what I said makes sense. Yes, you need to flip in that bitch and blow up, nigga. Like you an Aries, entrepreneurship, self-started a business. You need to take whatever betrayal that you had in that friendship and make some money. Like you can do it. Anywho, so yeah, so I just found that really really cute and funny. But it was on my way after. All right, so I was only saying, so like I said, I was trying to get the lady delicates, but I didn't want him to go with me, and I kind of was like thinking that to God and myself. Excuse me. So, long story short, I was about so as soon as I like he was following me, and I went to the women's store for like the lady delicates. That nigga stopped at the door, like it was like denied access. This nigga, it's like this nigga body could not even make it in the store. He was like, yeah, I'm like, yes. Because the whole time I knew like God was using him as a prop, no shit. And he also asked me out to go to that movie to go see Now You See Me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, thank you, God. Like, because I didn't necessarily want to go see the movie by myself. So I'm like, this is cool, whatever the case may be. He might actually become my friend. You see, because every time I see him, he got that energy. He got a friend like energy. He might be attracted to me, but like he's going to be friend zoned. I need y'all to know that right now. I need y'all to know that right now. Even if he take me on that date to the movies, he's going to be friend zoned. Anywho's, hopefully he don't see this video like before we go to the movies. Like after that, I don't really give a fuck. Now, I was gonna wait till tomorrow to do this video because we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into this because when was it? On Friday morning. Excuse me. Friday morning, I was turned up, sober as fuck, turned up. So let's talk about what the overall message is going to be about, and then you will understand why I'm talking about I was turned up. I'm way up. I feel blessed. I'm way. Oh my gosh. Big Sean probably playing that shit on repeat since him and Janine Ikeo, excuse my language, very, very, in regards to her career, very talented singer. But Big Sean probably got that song on repeat right now. Like, oh my gosh. Anywho, this message is in regards to the 7 African deities and Orishas. This is why I'm saying this message is going to be in the books in history for real. Because whether you know it or not, if you've been my supporters for a long time, you know I am African. So I've never really heard this take in regards to, or perspective in regards to the Orishas. All right? When I say I was cursing out that bitch, Jamaya, for like a whole hour straight, I was cursing her the fuck out. Yo, I'm so for real. I know a lot of people be like, no, you need to, you're supposed to like, even if you don't believe, you gotta be respectful. She's like, I don't respect that bitch. That's a dumb, dirty bitch. And people are really talking about, I worship your God forbid on my life. People are saying they worship your mind. God forbid on my life. Cause so before I get into this message, let me tell you a backstory. So what year, I don't remember what year it is. Just know it was a couple years ago when I first started getting into spirituality. So when I first started getting into spirituality, I told y'all I was researching tarot. Never have I ever had tarot cards. Never have I ever used tarot cards. All right. I just want to understand tarot, and it's helped me a lot in regards to my business, amongst other things. No pun intended. So while I was getting into tarot, I'm like, why am I just looking into tarot? I'm African. There's literally people talking about all these African deities that they worship in my culture. Let me look into that. He said he want to curse. Foreign bitches said they want to curse their old friend out and walk away. Just thankful for the good time. I'm telling you, them good times make the best stories. Because think about it like this. While your feelings might be hurt now, you might meet new friends. You might have children of your own. And you'll be able to tell this fantastic story from a viewpoint of what do's and don'ts. And they'll be amused. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Um, so the backstories in regards to be researching the I was at first I was because they're probably more than just seven, but like usually people know the seven African deities and orishas, right? When I was doing my research at first, I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't know that I didn't go as in depth as I could possibly go. Now, mind you, I could have just went to my parental figures and asked them about the seven orishas and stuff like that. But because of the scenario I was in, to even be trying to research into spirituality coming from a Christian home, imagine growing up Christian, being told divination is wrong. Then this because you just have the same gifts as your parental figures and your lineage, etc., etc. You start peeping game. These niggas is not just Christian. These niggas, they finding out they might possibly be into Orisha divination work. Of course they wasn't going to tell me that shit. So I started doing my own narration of research. So when I started looking into the research, I'm like, all right, some of the shit here is not that bad. I was looking at it from a perspective like I'm African. Automatically, the Orisha should already fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Excuse me. You already know you mean shit. Don't. Thank you for Ambition for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you. You know, I already just thought like, all right, the research that you already just fuck with me. There's an understanding. I'm from there, nigga. Like exact. I'm from there. I might be Americanized. I might have been born in America, but full and full, I'm African. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I can't. So with that kind of mindset, I was like, I'm gonna just read a little bit, see who I like. What's it call it? I'm like, ooh, so I was trying to decide like what research I like. That, but in that mindset, mind you, like when you were a little ignorant to certain things, honestly, I was like, why pick one? I'm like, why pick one? I'm asking y'all all shit for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, so this is when I first was in research and learning about spirituality, mind you. So like, I start seeing these people talk about they worship these deities with candles. And when I say that saved, I'm not gonna say it saved my life, but God, though, that saved me. That saved me, and it's not in the way you even think. So, backstory, not my behind, but like just to let you know what happened previously. So, as soon as I got that knowledge, in the same day, let's say I found out about I wanted to research on deities, African deities and orishas, and then I stayed up all night researching and then until the morning, and then let's say like it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I need this candle now. I need this candle now, right? That's the vibe I was in. That's how I was acting. I'm like, no, I need it now. I need it now. I'm like, nah, I need it now. Because it was like, they were like, basically, they were saying in the narration of research I was seeing, people were saying if you do the candle work, you're gonna like instantly like start receiving the blessings and stuff like that, etc., etc. So I'm like, nah, I need this candle now. I look up what stores open right now, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They were like, Walgreens gonna be open in like an hour. I'm like, dang. Mind you, I had something to do at 8 o'clock. I had something to do at 8 o'clock, so I basically had to go to the store like around 7 o'clock or something like that in the morning. And then when I went there, I seen the because I found out they had the Orisha candles, for the seven African deities. I went to go get the candle. After I got the candle, there was like a woman of Latino descent, I would say, at the register. She looked at the candle. She looked at me. She made the most disgusted look at me, and I'm just like, bitch, like, what's your problem? And she was so, and then, add insult to her injury. So this was the most. So this is all right. So I have formulated a plan in my mind. I said, all right, it's early in the morning. Mind you, no other stores was open. Now, this Walgreens in particular was at a distance from where I live. But I really wanted that candle. So fast forward, I only had enough money in my account at the time to get an Uber trip there. So I chanced it and I went and took that drive, like the Uber drive over there, because I was like, I had cash on me, but I didn't have Uber money. You understand? So when I got there, got the candle, I had cash on me. Now I had a particularly big bill, not God forbid in my life, but like the form of currency I had was not no chump change. That's what I would say. So the bitch looked at me. She looked at the candle. She gave me the disgusted look. I'm like, bitch, rebuke back on the sender. And the bitch was like, my manager not here. We don't take big bills unless the manager is here. Bitch, who the fuck is you talking to? I'm like, you are you discriminating against me because I have money? Like, what the fuck? And then it was like the notion of like, how dare you be like, not trying to be racist or anything like that, but it was like the notion of like, how dare you already like stereotype me because I was trying to purchase the Orisha candle, and then on top of that you talking about you won't take my money because it's too much. So I was just like there. I'm like, bitch, we gonna wait for this manager to get in here today. I'm waiting for your manager to get in here today because I want him to say verbatim what you're saying to me to my face type shit. And I guess she called my bluff. I was waiting. Mind you, I had to be somewhere at 8 o'clock. I was waiting, and I think the manager wasn't supposed. I had to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, but the manager wasn't coming in till 8 o'clock. It was the most frustrating thing, and like I didn't know in that moment. Like I'm just like, why this bitch don't want? Like basically, I was looking at it like from a perspective what the point of contact where it could be. I'm like, why this bitch don't want me to get this candle? Anywho's, end up getting the candle. End up getting the candle, right? But that beginning part about spiritual journey was different. So like after I got the Orisha candle, maybe like within the year, but like not just then, but like maybe within the year of having that Orisha candle or however so towards the end of the year, shit was not looking up for me. Shit was not looking up for me. I didn't understand why, and it was like it got so bad. And I've talked about it in my channel. This is previous energy. I will never go back to no energy like that. And I was like, why the fuck is my life the way it is? Like previously, I'm like, what the fuck? Like when I told you, like, yo, but what I will say about that survival mode type of energy previously in my life, like it taught me a lot about finances and stuff like that. And you know, all glory be to God. It taught me about how to maintain all types of shit. But when I say I was going through it, I was going through it. Excuse me, I was going through it previous so bad. I didn't even know. It didn't even make sense how I was even maintaining the money I did have. Like it did like it was nothing more than a miracle to me. I was just so I was thanking God every time I had money. Like I was thanking God every time I had money because like the shit I was going through. It was this all right. I had this dream, right? And in the dream I thought I seen my grandmama. Mind you, this is around the time too I was listening to a lot of messages and I've spoke about this. Like them bitches, excuse my language, but them bitches that get on here and they be spiritual gurus of some sort and they be saying like, I have a message from your ancestor, I have a message from your grandma, I have a message from your grandpa. Bitch, how the fuck is my ancestor talking to you but not talking to me? That they is lying. They is lying. I was into all that type of shit. This is when I said I was researching spirituality. So like I learned them bitches is a fucking lie. So I had this dream around that time. I was listening to messages like that, and I seen somebody I thought was my grandmama, and my grandmama in the dream was like, "Clean up, clean up, clean up." I will tell y'all the story one day, but all you need to know is I started cleaning up, and then people, because I was cleaning up, people, there were certain people that I think was being used as a vessel for the enemy. They said I was going crazy. They said I was going crazy. Mind you, these are the most insane people. One person actually was put in crisis before. One other person, the whole family, no, they're not all the way right in the head. Gonna call me crazy and then try to get the authorities involved. And when the authorities came, niggas had to do a psych evaluation on me because I was cleaning up. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And all glory be to God. The person who did the psych evaluation was Caucasian. All right. Everybody else, law enforcement involved, was all African American, Caribbean of some sort. And they were so eager to just ship me off. But this Caucasian man came to do the psych evaluation because that is the credentials he had from the schooling he went to. And he said, this bitch is completely sane. Yes, let that be the outcome every time of my enemies. So, like, to this day, if anybody calls me crazy, I have this psych evaluation to tell y'all I'm sane. And so, anything I'm saying, you know I'm telling the truth. So, anywho. So, anywho. All right. Now, like a month or two ago, I had this dream. In the dream, I saw my previous friend that I'm no longer friends with. Um, because she was a kind of like a setup type of bitch, and I realized like she met my life no good, so you know we separated. Well, that wasn't the real reason why. It's one of the scenarios like what I seen her do to other people in regards of betrayal, I thought she would never do to me. If you ever find yourself a scenario where you have a friend and in regards to the theme of betrayal, you see that person doing a lot of that to other people, stop being friends with that person. I'm telling you now. Because that, oh, they wouldn't do it to me. Yes, the fuck they'll try to. God forbid on my life. And it was like, I didn't know. Like, how I was talking to, for Ambition in the comment section about the theme of betrayal and stop being friends. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it because I don't want to bring this energy into it. But like, you'll see the red flags after the fact. Like, you'll notice the red flags while it's happening, but you'll be like, they'll never do it to me. No, no. God forbid on my life, have mercy. So, like I'm saying, in the dream, my previous Virgo friend was in the dream, and it was a whole group of people, including myself, in the dream, and we were in Walgreens. Why the fuck is we in Walgreens? Now I made a correlation to like the deity, the African deities and Orishas, right? But just hear me out. And mind you, you know what the Virgo embodiment means, right? Mother figure. So we was in Walgreens. Me, this previous friend of mine, a whole group of people, and about, let's say if it's me, the previous friend, and it was three other people. Gemini embodiment, connections, communication, lover, loved one, friend, relative, romantic, platonic, and or business partnership of some sort. So we were at the computer section of Walgreens in the dream state, and my previous, my previous friend, the Virgo, was like the ringleader, quote unquote, and had everybody huddled up at the computer screen. So like in the dream, naturally, I'm like, what the fuck is we looking at this computer screen? Why the fuck these bitches, whoever so, take them as have resonate. Why the fuck this bitch had everybody looking at my social media pages, like for my businesses and so on and so forth, etc., etc. But like it was like four different like pages on that they was showing in my dream. So I was like, all right, number 4, protection. So it for ambition just asked me how to feel so confident like myself, and I think the person left the chat, but guess I won't be able to tell you. I don't know. I don't know. Book a reading. DM me on like Instagram or TikTok. And we can talk about what that entails, and then maybe we can have a conversation if you come back and listen to this reading. Now, what I can also mention about this previous Virgo friend of mine is that her family, even though she was born in the Virgin Islands, her family is from there. So I don't know why that's significant to the message how it resonates. Could be in regards to divination, right? Walgreens is what? A drugstore. And drugstore, convenience store, right? Keep that in mind. So Pisces embodiment is very significant. Pisces, Aries, Taurus is very significant. So you might have a previous friend or somebody from previous, you know, that is watching your progress, all right? They looking at your photos. How you're becoming a bad bitch or a bad neglect. All right? How things are like seemingly so convenient for you. And they're not so happy about that shit. Let me tell you the most funniest part about that dream. So like so the Virgo previous friend ringleader, mother figure of some sort, had everybody huddled up at the computer screen watching what I had going on in regards to my businesses, how I'm looking, so on and so forth, etc., etc., etc. Just being nosy. Gang stalking actually is the word. And then simultaneously, everybody just kind of stood up. And it was so funny because the computer section is right by like the register section. So everybody got up. They didn't go to the register section, but like they kind of was like nearby it or whatever the case may be. As soon as everybody got up from the computer, why the fuck? They're like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it wasn't just regular like law enforcement. It was like the National Bureau, this what's that thing called? CIA, like all them in a large group come through the door like what's up. I'm like damn. So I'm like, you might have a previous friend, it could be a Virgo. They going under investigation right now. What I now know about seeing law enforcement in the dreams, specifically for myself, I don't know, I can't speak for y'all, but like when I see law enforcement in the dreams, that is coming from the angelic realm. Those are angels, those are people in authoritative positions in regards to the heavenly realms who have to intercede on God's behalf for you. All right, because like that person wasn't just watching your page, checking up on you or looking at your progress for good intent. Like whoever this previous friend of yours, it could be a Virgo. Like they was not wishing you good to the and the correlation to Walgreens in regards to that seven African deities and Orishas. And mind you, I was saying that previous Virgo friend that was showing me the descent of spirituality and divination. This person who's an enemy towards me is of Virgin Islands, West Indies. Now, that guy that wants to take me on a date, now I'm just thinking about it. I asked him ethnically where he's from. He said he's African American, but his family's from the West Indies. So like I'll talk to God more about that. God bless you, my brother, in the comment section. God bless you, my sister, in the comment section. So, something about 3 possible people, 3 different connections, Gemini embodiment. You got 3 people or a Gemini embodiment, lover, loved one, friend, relative, romantic, platonic, and or business partnership. Look into your 7th house. That is like watching, tracking your progress. Very proud of you. Then you just got somebody else in your past that's like not fond of your new accomplishments. They're being haters, to be honest, and it's just like ew. But they're going to get handled because like there's some sort of divine intervention going on, where God is sending like his messengers or people from the divine angelic realm to like divine intercession. This person, this enemy of yours, want to attack your image. This could be using your photographs. This could be somebody who's trying to attack your image in regards to your reputation. Somebody wanted to go against that in some sort of way. Somebody could have been trying to attack your health. Somebody also was these were all false projections. This is like somebody, if it's not in regards to divination, this is somebody who just bad mouthing you like, oh, I heard this about them, or I know this person like this, and the whole time they lying. This is when somebody uses their words in regards to alchemy and spell work to lie on you so that people could can I speak Arabic? In the you can ask me a comment section, can I speak Arabic? If I wanted to, I could. No, honestly, it probably sounds sexy. I ain't even gonna have. but but yeah, like because this is to tell you. So something about your because I said Virgo previous friend. Something about your 6th house placement very significant. Something about you. What house rules your reputation? What house rules your reputation? That's a channel message. God said look that up on your own. All right. So let's get into how I was cursing out the Orisha Yamaya because that bitch I was talking to God about it. I'm like, God, I know that's a deity. So let me tell you, all right, backstory. Not backstory. Let me tell you what happened Thursday night. So Thursday night, the topic of the 7 African deities Orishas had came to mind. And just like that, like for about like 30 minutes to an hour, I was like talking to God through some sort of mediation about so. So I'm like, all right, they'll reach the center. So like basically in the spiritual, Yamaya came to me and was like, "Yeah, I want you to be down with the get down." I'm just so, oh, I'm so flattered. I'm like, I haven't really heard nothing about Yamaya, but like the fact Yamaya came to me and wants me to be get down with the get down, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so flattered. I'm like, yes, this and the third. Then I start getting mad. There's a Pisces placement that's mad at you. Thank you. Thank you. I like my glasses too. So while I was talking through mediation with God to Yamaya about how I was flattered about she wanted me, I told Yamaya basically, because first and foremost, I started a conversation. I said, there's one and only God. I understand mythology. I understand deities and orishas, but you guys are still under the dominion of God because I believe there's one and only God. So that's how the conversation started. Your mind was like, get down with the get down. And then Oya, because like in African culture, you would pronounce it, not her name specifically, you would pronounce it like Oya, Oya. And Oya means like come here or come. And I'm like, that kind of got a sexual undertone to it. And I was just I kind of peeped that at first. And I'm just like, what else? I'm like, Oya kind of had like this vibe of like real in her masculinity, so I wasn't kind of feeling it at first. Cause I'm like, dang, like I thought it was gonna be like a little something different, but not like. So I'm like, alright. I'm like, alright. I'm not fucking with you. I ain't gonna hold. I was kind of being a little rude. Sorry, oh yeah. I was kind of being a little rude because I didn't like her energy, how she was coming. Because like Yamaya came to me first and was like, get down with the get down. Then I thought, oh yeah, oh that's my answer because I asked the question. All right, so I wasn't really feeling Oya at the moment because Yamai was trying to be so nice to me. So and then I like certain other deities like names have been brought up, and I was just all right. What I would say is when I did get that candle from Walgreens a few years ago, the one I took more of a liking to was what's his name? Yes, a male deity. I didn't go with the bitches. It was a male deity. What's his name? Ogan. Ogan, that's my guy. Specifically because I guess that's who my father resonates more with. So it's like I'm like, if my father fuck with Ogan, I'm gonna fuck with Ogan. You know what I'm saying? And then Ogan, he be the one with the weapons and stuff. I'm like, yeah, like I'm like, if enemy come to me, I'll be like, Ogan hands might be bisexual, so I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's he like that. I said that shit. Cutie, cutie. All right. Oh, he ain't like that. I said that. I'm just saying, like, thank you. I'll go with you guys. Now, so that's what the conversation was Thursday night. Friday morning, I woke up. The energy was kind of weird in the morning. Like, I woke up in the morning, I was mad, like for no reason, and that's so unlike me. So I'm just like, why the fuck I'm so mad? Whatever can it be? I don't know what happened, but I was like, I'm gonna go back into research. No, what happened was like the Orishas was trying to communicate with me, specifically Maya, the night before on Thursday, Sagittarius embodiment, and I told them through mediation with God, I was like, y'all trying to keep me up all night, just talking to me, and I don't know why Oya acting the way she was acting towards me while Yamaya was talking to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do more research on y'all in the morning, and that's what I told them. Went to bed. Woke up in the morning, was mad as fuck, no reason. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Start doing research. I'm like, let's start with Yamaya. Bitch, like bitch, bitch. Yo, fuck out of here. Don't come back here no more. Fuck out of here. Don't touch me. Yo, you're the most trifling bitch. I like no. Because I was saying, I'm like, why? Because I always heard of Oshan. I always heard of Oshan. I never really took the time to like really research in depth about Oshan. But like, I've heard Yamaya too. But like, I never really seen people really, unless you go looking for it, that like worship Yamaya. I also haven't really heard anybody like denote Yamaya. So I'm just like, while I'm doing this research, I'm like, ain't no fucking way. So let's do. So I did some research. I forgot to read the notes for real. I'll read the notes to you. What I wrote after learning this, but I'm gonna tell you the insight of what I learned about Yamaya. So Yamaya, one of the 7 African deities in Orishas, is considered the mother of all mothers. That is the title they gave this bitch, the mother of all mothers. Virgo, who what astrology placements for mom, mother, mom, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn. Peep game. Because if you know, you fucking know. So I'm doing research on Yamaya. I'm like, alright, what's the backstory to Yamaya? Fuck all that. Yamaya get with some sort of other male deity, right? First and foremost, what I learned about these deities are they're very polygamous. Alright? Daniel in the comment section said, Happy Saturday, bitch karma. Anyways, God bless you though. Yes, happy Saturday indeed. Now, sorry, I didn't even mean to come like that, but it's just like so. So Yamaya. So all right, before I get into Yamaya, you need to know that these African deities are very polygamous. All right. I don't subscribe to polygamy, so that in itself kind of like I'm not fucking with it because it's just like I'm not into polygamy. How can I be worshiping anybody, bringing y'all any type of offering gifts, and y'all into polygamy? That would go against my own moral code. You know what I'm saying? So start there. So keep that in mind. So I start researching Yamaya. Yamaya supposedly she met some other godlike deity of a man, had sex with said man, conceived the son. Now, what I noticed about my research about Yamaya is that I don't know where the fuck that nigga went. I don't know if from what I can see from the story, it's like that nigga she had a baby with, that other godlike man left her to be a single mom. All right, keep that in mind. Mother of all mothers was left as a single mom. Had a son, and we're going to get into that in a moment. We're going to talk about conceiving certain genders in a moment. So Yamaya had a son. That son grew up and raped her. What? And then this nigga not only raped her once, raped her twice. Not in the narration given. They said he tried to rape her. But how the fuck did she get pregnant if he tried to rape her? And that's Yamaya. If y'all ever wondering what them sounds is, those is them mad hateful spirits and they trying to project. Fuck out of here. For a long time, I was asking God for what are these sounds that are like I know I'm not making the sound. Sometimes you'll just hear in a video, it'd be like, or, and I'll be like, I hear it coming from me, but I'm not making that sound. What the fuck is that? And I was asking God this for like a week or two now. Because I got so fed up with it because I'm like, that's so weird. I'll be talking to people and you just hear me growling or something. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Bitch. So I'm researching Yamaya. Yamaya was made a single mother. Yamaya also was raped by her son. And then after Yamaya was raped by her son the first time, Yamaya was raped by her son a second time. And nobody was around, supposedly. All these goddesses, all this polygamy y'all into, nobody around. Y'all can get into these polygamous relationships, but ain't nobody there in regards of abuse. What the fuck is going on? So I start tweaking. I start tripping. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is you trying to get me into? Fuck out of here. I'm not enjoying that shit. But this is not why I was like so mad. I was mad about the whole her son raped her thing. I was more mad about like they gave Yamaya the title of mother of all mothers because after her son raped her, she then offed herself via childbirth. She committed suicide, guys. Yamaya committed suicide, and through her suicide, she birthed I think 3 kids. So technically, the those 3 kids you might have are technically triplets. conceived by her son. Then I'm like, this bitch. Excuse me. Let me use my notes to describe this bitch. First of all, before I say anything, biblically, if you commit suicide, you're going to hell. So how the fuck would Yemaya be of God? Why the fuck are you? Who gave her the title Mother of all mothers? And why are y'all celebrating her? This bitch got raped. Y'all named her the Mother of all mothers after conceiving a son that raped her not once but twice. And then when she conceived her second set of children, she unalived herself. This bitch is not nowhere near heaven. She's not of God. Why are y'all celebrating her? How did she? Remind you, I said the embodiment of a mother is Cancer, Virgo, individually, or whatever placements you could have in your birth chart. Just take them as that resonates. This in astrology, mother figures are usually referenced to as Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, and Capricorn. So, wouldn't it make more sense that even if because we wouldn't really know the Orisha's birth chart for real unless you know when they was born and conceived, howsoever, right? But even if before childbirth and birthing that son, Yemaya could have been that Cancer, Virgo, Pisces embodiment. And mind you, all these Orishas, for the most part, have something to do with bodies of water, so they would be of that Pisces embodiment. Now, I went to church the other day, and not the service was necessarily talking about it, but the topic of like marine spirits had came up, and this is a theme that has been coming up for a while now. So like marine spirits. So when I was going into when I had got that Orisha candle originally, like I said in the beginning of this video, previously a few years ago, I was learning about marine spirits. You know, they dwell usually in waters and large or small bodies of water, so on and so forth, etc., etc. God forbid on my life, have mercy. So not knowing that these are African deities, the Orishas usually have something to do with the embodiment of water, specifically the mother figures, the females. So your mind could have been of that Pisces embodiment, that Cancer embodiment, right? God forbid my life. And once she unalived herself, she then became that Capricorn embodiment real quick. And if you know, you know. Because how the fuck could you, and then my whole thing was, it's not to blame Yemaya necessarily for being raped by her son not once but twice. My whole thing was, what kind of man because you gotta, let's be logical here. Any child that is conceived, whether male or female, receives the father's genetics. Period. When she was raped once and twice, there was no mention of the father interfering or being around. Because like I said, that man left her to be a single mother, and then she entered into polygamy. Then I was upset with Yemaya because it's like my own personal bias. I don't give a fuck about you came out my coochie or not, bitch. You raped me, I'm your mama. You getting demoted, bitch. We're not playing you no history books. We're not talking about you. Not none of that. And then like it's like they still gave that young man clout. And then like the mother never like, I don't think was like at the time upset with him about it. You know, she was probably was sad about it, but like she wasn't really upset about him to like be like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You're demoted. You're not part of this family anymore. Because that's what the fuck I would have did if y'all ever was wondering. Because but I knew that was mostly to blame about the person she had conceived with. But let's be for real. For the father to leave her to be a single mother, neglect her, then her own son rape her. This byproduct of that same man that left her to be a single mother, and then for her to have kids with her own son is disgusting. Fuck out of here. And then I'm like, this bitch got to be emotionally manipulative. This bitch Amaya got to be emotionally manipulative. And then you got the emotional incestuous thing going on because like I guess she partnered her son for that shit. I don't really know. Because how the fuck did she Yamaya, this Orisha, how the fuck did she get everybody to call her the mother of all mothers? With some shit like that going on. I said, God forbid. Yamaya is a false mother. Yamaya is a fraud. In essence, Yamaya broke the oath because she unalived herself because of all that shit that was going on. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, where was everybody else? How are y'all all in this polygamous relationship, majority of these Orishas, and nobody was there to help her? It's like y'all just let that shit happen or y'all was not aware or around some sort of isolation or something. I don't know what was going on, but I can't really... I'm only speaking on the facts that was given. That's all I'm speaking of. So I'm like, I'm not fucking with Yamaya because... And I need y'all to understand the reason I'm going so hard on Yamaya is because a lot of us in modern day society, is not everybody, but a lot of us have these type of mother figures in our life. All right? That will excuse these type of scenarios. All right? And will still have these type of men held to a certain standard and be like, you're mother of the year though. You put up with abuse though. You're mother of the year though. You killed yourself for us. You're mother of the year though. God forbid on my life. Yamaya was fighting demons for real. That's why she unalived herself. Because it wasn't until they said in narration that Yamaya's son tried to rape her again, and in that moment he tried to rape her, all of a sudden she was pregnant and gave birth, and while in birth she decided to die. An Orisha dying through childbirth. Don't even sound right. Orisha being pregnant out of nowhere. But her son tried to rape her the second time off since she was pregnant. Get the fuck out of here, yo. And then the most interesting fact is that when Yamaya conceived with that other god, they had one kid. It was a son. When Yamaya got raped for the second time by her son, she conceived triplets. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, when I stayed for like a whole hour, it was like around 10 o'clock in the morning. From 10 to 11 o'clock, I was cursing Yamaya the fuck out. I was cursing Yamaya the fuck out because I feel like nobody has done it. I feel like nobody had the common sense to tell this bitch she is in the wrong. Because you really got people out here worshiping you, and there's nothing to worship about. Anywho's, unless you want, like, God forbid, like, people worshiping Yamaya. She upset I'm saying this shit, but God forbid, people worshiping Yamaya, and she's the byproduct of rape and suicide. God forbid on my life. So I started looking into the Orisha Oshan. Now, the reason I was looking into the Orisha Oshan was really because, excuse me, let me put this down. The reason I was looking to the Orisha Oshan is because I felt more inclined to her. I've always it could sound silly to y'all, but I've always watched Beyonce. You know, I know Beyonce's into Oshan. I never knew what was going on and that was part of the conversation too. I was talking to God. I was like, God. I know Beyonce worships Oshan, but what the fuck is going on? Because if she worshiping her, what's going on in her love life for real? Because like more recent. Because like something don't make sense. Going back to that dream that I was talking about. Going back to ooh. Excuse me. Going back to that dream I was talking about the previous Virgo friend, the Walgreens, all stuff like that. So God wanted me to hold on. Yes. I'm still vlogging.
Cat bugging.
Can you help? You didn't eat it yet? Go ahead.
Bacon.
Hmm. I had this one cousin, but you know, in foreign countries and stuff like that, you call everybody cousins and stuff like. In culture, I mean, you call everybody cousin or auntie or uncle, and you won't even be related to them. I had this one cousin. We used to do like cause I knew her in Alice. We used to like do these fake girl groups and stuff like that. Like that's like we was Destiny Child and stuff like that. We made this song about bubblegum. We like bubblegum. It was like a rendition to Neo's song, "Sexy Love," all the things you do. But we was like, keep me strong with a piece of bubblegum. When I say that bitch, that same cousin, she was like one of my biggest haters, yo. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Like that bitch was a hater, but she might not. Yeah, she was a hater. She was a hater. This bitch, yo. I ain't even gonna. I probably nah. I'll talk to y'all about it maybe one day if it has anything to do with the message. Right now, she don't got shit to do with this message. Better not be. Better not be a child of your Maya. I mean, you could be a child. You can be a child of your Maya, but you just can't worship your Maya. I'm gonna get to why that is. So going back to what I was talking about, so I started researching. Excuse me. So I want to look more into Oshan because I always like Beyonce. Then I have another. I see the people who like favorite Beyonce and do Beyonce related content and stuff like that. They usually, whether knowingly or unknowingly, kind of subscribe to the House of Oshan. I keep saying the House of Oshan. That's an actual tarot reader or intuitive reader. Excuse me, intuitive reader. I think she's a tarot reader, or maybe she uses oracle cards or something like that. Because if you use oracle cards, you are not a tarot reader. You are intuitive reader. Don't get those confused. So I used to watch her actually, and I don't watch her because like she be doing some other shit in the background, obviously. Whoops. Like anywho's. So I started looking into Oshan because the real question I had going into the scenario research and like on Friday was all right. What? How can Beyonce work? Because I'm like, Beyonce really into spiritual, African spiritual divination. I know she's not African, but I'm just like, I was talking to God. I'm like, how could people be worshiping orishas and deities from my culture, and I not be I should be getting the same results, not per se in regards to negative connotations, but in the good connotations. You know, like Beyonce level shit, basically. No shade. Like, let's be for real. So I'm so notification came up like go grab it now. Yeah, I received. Now I received. Now I look into Oshan. I'm like, all right. Oshan is in regards to like people who worship Oshan is in regards to fertility, childbirthing, predominantly twins. And that's what let's start. Let's talk right there. We know Beyonce to be in regards of worshiping African deities for a long time, specifically Oshan. Beyonce got her twins now. So that gave me clarification in regards of whatever she's doing in regards to that, divination work and worship is actually works. But peep game. Cause we're gonna not to use Beyonce as a reference, but just peep game. Beyonce firstborn is a female. Now, while these are two different people, but peep game. Now let's talk about this deity. Of I don't even count Yamaya as a deity or Orisha. Man, fuck out of here. Yamaya firstborn was a son, the same son that raped her. So I'm going to talk about this very quickly. What I learned, because I always knew it was a thing, but I never knew exactly what it means. Like I think in another message I told y'all some sort of spell work in regards to divination how to predict the gender of your child before conceiving via, tantric sex and stuff like that. So some people want boys, some people want girls. Now, in African culture, here we go. In African culture, people of African culture find they need as a necessity to have more men, so more of the boy men gender, and they need their firstborns to be male, more of the boy genders, because they're supposed to provide stability of some sort within the family dynamic. Culturally, traditionally, always known this. Now, mind you, I am the firstborn of my family, and I'm a female. So, like I can even tell y'all, like when I was conceived, my own mother, she just knew. She just knew I was gonna be a nigga. All right, she knew I was gonna be a man, a boy, or whatever the case may be. God forbid my life. But like when I say she went shopping all boy clothes, and then when I popped out and I was a girl, like she was so much in denial. She still put me in them clothes, bitch. Hardy her hard. So I'm gonna talk to you why, why African culture? Because y'all just think it's African American culture. Mind you, via my research about these Orishas, did y'all know during slavery it is said that the Orishas, some of the Orishas followed y'all. Shit, excuse me. Some of the Orishas followed those African Americans and Africans that were enslaved to the Americas. And I was, this is why I was cursing out your Maya. Even though, this shit ain't even had nothing to really to do. I know your Maya was on that boat. The way I was cursing out your Maya for an hour, I was not playing because I'm just like, bitch. I'm like, your Maya, I know you was on that fucking boat, bitch. I'm like, you know how many people died via like in regards to the time period of slavery, just via travel on a boat, bitch. I'm like, bitch, I know you was on that boat. I know you was on that boat, ho, because ain't no way. Because the whole premise of the Orishas going with the Africans that were enslaved to go to the Americas was to like keep their divination spiritual stuff intact. This is why, and I was even talking about. I'm not going to go deep into it, but I was even talking about maybe like Oya probably was helping Harriet Tubman to a certain extent. If you know, you know, because Harriet Tubman was kind of her masculine energy. Let's be for real. But I'm not gonna go deep into that. So, so I was going off on your Maya because I was like, bitch, I knew you was on that boat because all the people did not have to die like that, even just by travel. If y'all was supposed to be there to be like a protective energy, anywho, mind you, because you gotta travel by boat by what? By water. Your Maya is what? A Orisha that is in regards to the bodies of water. Mother of all mothers. The way I was cursing your Maya out, the way I was cursing that Orisha out, I was like, God forbid on my life, have mercy. So going back to what I was talking about Oshan, fertility, childbirth, and twins. You notice how your Maya got raped by her son, produced triplets, but Oshan promises fertility and childbirth and twins. I'm not saying having triplets is evil, but I'm just saying something in regards to getting there, something right in regards to genetics. So going back to what I was saying about like culturally traditions in regards to African culture, they really need and want. This is how they perceive it to people, like the wanting of African parental figures. I'm talking not now, not maybe like now modernized, but back in the day, like your elders and your elders, they all want boys. It's not that they don't cherish the women. It's just they just feel as though men is gonna provide that stability. But then that made me think, because you need to understand, even culturally and tradition, it wasn't for like a few years ago by state laws. I said state laws, be like I'm in America. By country laws, they just not made country laws that the firstborn child, because the firstborn child that usually is produced to be a male inherits all, and they for a long time, if you had a female elder child, they secluded you from that inheritance. a few years ago they changed that law. Do you know? I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna say the zodiac embodiment, but all I'm gonna say is I had a conversation with somebody about that. I'm like, and I was so happy because obviously I'm an elder born. I'm like, did you know that they changed the law saying that the eldest females now they have claim to the inheritance? And this, mind you, this person is not a eldest child. They're like, they not gonna do that shit because you know tradition wise. And I'm like, bitch, just say you a hater, like. Just say you mad because you're not eldest child. Like, the fuck? Bitch. Like, the fuck? Like, this shit literally a new law. You gonna try to tell the law otherwise. Like, bitch, it's in writing, ho. Anywho's. Anywho's. Anywho. So, then that made me think, I'm like, dang. Because of my culture, if African culture, tradition-wise, y'all want men to be the ones in regards to stability, to be the foundation of a lot of things. Now, mind you, to even be into spiritual divination works in regards to African deities or orishas. One moment. It's raining right now. It just started raining. Hmm. But like I'm saying, to be even into the African works of African deities, orishas, in regards to African cultures, you know, you need to know that in African cultures, in regards to deities and orishas, you have to be into like, you're not Christian per se. You're going to be more spiritual. And a lot of people who were spiritual in Africa back in the days were predominantly more the men than the females. I'm not saying the females weren't spiritual, but the men, they were into a whole bunch of shit. All right? All right? I need y'all to know that now. So, going back to the example of Yamaya, right? And the men in her life, son and men she conceived with, tells you everything you need to know about why they call Yamaya the mother of all mothers. All right? Y'all need to know that these people who say Yamaya is the mother of all mothers are accepting of rape culture. And because I just did a message for your protection, go listen to that. It's like these characteristics, these characteristics of men. I'm not saying to everybody, but these characteristics of men are more approving of women and will hold women to a certain standard and call the mother of all mothers because they got raped and they ain't say shit. They ain't do shit. Matter of fact, they unalive themselves. You committed suicide. Yes, we raped you. You committed suicide. You ain't say shit. Mother of all mothers. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. It's given a culture that, I'm not saying the whole entire African culture, but I need y'all to know this is dating back to old traditions in the African communities that are accepting of rape culture and want the women to be quiet and don't want them to point the finger and say, you did this to me, it's not right. And that's why they call Yamaya the mother of all mothers, because there are mothers in this modern day society who will do the same shit. God forbid on my life. God have mercy on me. So, going back to Oshan, there's just one part of, like, the last thing. All right. Something, God said something about the, all right. All right. So, all right. I'm going to start off with this. I'm about to end this particular message here. Starting with the song for Beyonce, Sweet Dreams. So, I played Sweet Dreams the other day. It randomly came to mind. Played Sweet Dreams the other day. I'm like, you can have a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, My guilty pleasure, I ain't going nowhere. Long as you're here, I'll be floating on there. Cause you mine. Cause you mine. Cause you mine. Are you peeping game? Are you peeping game? You're Maya, cause you mine. Either way either way Libra justice. Either way cause you mine. Are you peeping game? Alright, so I didn't know why I played the song at first. But I could do the when I tell you, alright, so I heard I was doing my research, so I don't know if this was like I don't know what happened after this, if there was more to this research I could have did, but this is the last piece of information I found in my research in regards to Oshan. And when I say I ain't gonna hold you, it made me a little bit overwhelmed. But I had to tell myself like because like it was like the symbolic meaning behind what I researched in regards to Oshan. Hear me out. So I hope I say this correctly. So, in African culture, in regards to the African deities and Orishas, there's someone who supersedes Oshan because they call this the no. There's someone who supersedes exceeds Oshan and all the other Orishas, and the deity African deity Orisha is called Olodumare. I hope I said it right. Olodumare. Olodumare. Olodumare is what he said. Olodumare. Olodumare is considered in African culture in regards to the deities and Orisha's god. Y'all know me. I feel as though when any culture calls anybody God, even if it's by a different name, it's the same God. Y'all just worship differently. But I was like, they said the African God, so I'm just like. So let me tell you the story narration, what they said about Olodumare and Oshan. So all the in this scenario, all the deities was together. All the deities was together. Where all the deities was at when Yemaya was getting raped, I don't know. But this gave me some context into that. Dang, it's about to go down. So all the African deities was together. Hee ha ha, good time, good time. Olodumare, the one considered as God, took off. He said, I'm leaving you hoes. I'm going to heaven. Hold up. Because he had access to go. He got the keys. He can go because he can go to heaven. He can come back down, wherever the case may be. So took off, went to heaven. Now, I don't know if they got sad or I don't know if they wanted to go with him. I don't really remember what the context of that was, but it was like I guess they were like calling out to him. And this nigga, when he took off with the heaven, he did not hear a thing they were saying. He didn't hear shit. He couldn't hear it was saying like he couldn't hear them. And then that gave me like this this is where I say in regards to Yemaya, and I was like, where was everybody at? Where was even this Olodumare when, Yemaya was getting raped? And I was just like, where was he at? Where is this person called God at when all these bad things was happening, supposedly, right? But then that context was saying like when he had flew up to heaven and he had left the deities behind, not necessarily, but he went to go to heaven because of whatever personal reason he could not hear them. That then gave me the connotation, like, you know how people be saying they be praying to God and they feel like God don't hear them. There's certain people God don't hear, and I've actually heard in prophetic church settings where like that's a thing because like it may be it might be because how you're praying, what you're praying about, to a certain extent, and other et cetera reasons. I know there's et cetera reasons when God might not hear your prayer. God forbid on my life. Have mercy. Have mercy. God gonna always hear my prayer. God gonna always hear my prayer. I ain't never had a problem with that. But I know that's a thing for other people's. So I'm like, all right, I understand. All right, here. So the Orishas, the other deities, they knew he couldn't hear them because he was traveling to heaven. So all of them kind of tried to catch up with him in the sky after he was going to heaven, but none of them could succeed. And then Oshan, I guess she had just walked up, like, what y'all talking about? What y'all laughing at? They be like, oh, Olodumare, the guy, like he flew up to heaven. He can't hear us. We trying to get his attention. She like, oh, let me try these niggas. These niggas, I can say niggas because where they from. these niggas, they heard her say she was gonna try and do that shit after they then failed at their attempt. They like, bitch, who the fuck you think you is? Stop playing with me. Now, what you need to know about O'Shawn is, O'Shawn got her ranks because of a man. This is why I was talking about in the beginning of the message about your destiny helpers, right? The man she actually conceived with, but before she conceived with this man, because I almost forgot a certain topic. Before, all right, people wasn't like, I ain't gonna hold you. Human form, DD form. She got, like, when she got her DD form, she got her ranks. But, like, when she was who she was before that, people didn't want to respect her like that until she met the DD man, Shango. She conceived with Shango, but before or during or after conception that she had while doing the dude with Shango, Shango's the one who told everybody, you gonna respect my woman, you gonna respect her. Now backstory. Shango was also polygamous. Shango had 2 other wives before he met O'Shawn. So, but if you don't know about O'Shawn, I found out, shares genetics with Aphrodite. And I was super happy about that, being the Venus placement that I am. But what I also found in research is, while Shango is the only person mentioned to stand up for O'Shawn and be like, you gonna respect this bitch. You gonna respect this. Well, he might not say bitch, you know what I'm saying? But, like, he was like, you gonna respect this woman. This is my woman. As long as she my woman, I claim her right now. To the beginning and end of the day, you gonna respect her. Shango had 2 wives, by the way. Now, one wife, I don't really know. I think it was an Oba or something like that. Bitch. I don't know if it was Oba or I don't know what the other wife name was. I think it was Oba because that's the first one that came to mind. Whomever one of the wives were, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Whoever one of the other 2 wives were, bitch. Because O'Shawn did get married to Shango. He was the 3rd wife. She was the 3rd wife, I mean. Bitch, why the fuck is O'Shawn's stepsister mother? Why the fuck is O'Shawn's, how do I say it? Because, like, if you in a polygamous marriage, or, like, your man married 3 times over and you're like the new wife, why is O'Shawn's what would you call that? Stepwife? Why is O'Shawn's stepwife mother Yamaya? So, remember, like I said, Yamaya offed herself while giving childbirth. No, is it Oya? Oya is the step. Alright, so Oya, I was talking about before, because I was like, why was Oya mad at me because I was talking to Yamaya? Because I was like, at first I was mad at Oya because I was like, why she be so mean to me because I thought her mother. Now I know you don't fuck with her. And I fuck with you, Oya. You good in my book. You got the right allegiance. You cool. You cool in my book. Maybe we can get to work. I have to do some more research, but maybe we can get to work. Now, when Yamaya unlived herself and then basically gave up all her rights to God's kingdom and went to hell, she conceived 3 children who technically would be of triplets. And one of them was Oye, the one more in her masculine energy. And I was like, mind you, on Thursday, I'm like, why Oya got all this masculine energy, this and that? I'd be mad too if I was conceived and birthed from rape, from your father is your brother, and then your mama didn't want to stick around to explain that shit, and she unalived herself. I'd be fucking mad too, bitch. And then have everybody saying that's the mother of all mothers. What? I'd be like, yo, I'll be mad the fuck too, bitch. I'll be mad the fuck too. I was like, why is she so mad? I'd be mad the fuck too, and I was mad for a whole hour, and I was cursing your mind the fuck out, and I was just like, dang. So, but no. So O'Shawn, the actual mother of fertility and childbirth, then got a step wife, sister, wife thing going on with your Maya's child, actual child. So the mother figure, I don't really know. There's no narration of it, but I can assume the mother figure Oya never had is her step wife, sister, her was her sister wife. That is deep. But that's one of them unconventional ways I guess God just like was helping out this scenario and situation. Now, back to Oshan. So like Oshan, while I was talking that story time, Olodumare, he flew up to heaven. He's considered the god, right? Of the deities, Orishas, the one and only god, right? African culture. And all the other deities and Orishas tried to attempt to fly up to heaven to speak to him, and they could not. They failed miserably. Let me not say miserably. That's a bad termination. They failed at their attempts. That's all I'm gonna say. And Oshan walked up, was like, "What y'all talk about? What's going on?" He was like, "Yeah, we tried to fly to heaven to go talk to Olodumare. He can't hear us, but you know, it is what it is. Ha ha, he he." She's like, "All right, let me give it a try." They're like, "Bitch, you think you is?" Mind you, there was always this connotation of like people didn't want to respect her for whatever reason. Like y'all mad, weird, and mean. Why y'all acting like that to Oshan? And Oshan's a bad bitch. All right, I'm looking up. When I typed in Oshan, like, they had nothing but bad bitch pictures. All right, they said she was beautiful. I don't know, maybe because of her beauty, they ain't think. They like, girl, if you don't just be supermodel over here, you know. They like, Oshan, girl, if you don't just model yourself on this side, like. I don't know why they so be, but if you know Africans for real, like they talk mad rude. I ain't even gonna hold you for the most part. They talk very educated or they talk mad rude, and it can be both sometimes. No shade, those are my people, but like and we funny at the same time. Like it's just a thing. So like, Oshan was like, because they like taunted and teased her so bad about her actually trying to attempt to do what they just tried to do and they couldn't do it, that gave her motivation to actually like try to do it. The first time she tried, no, it didn't work. It didn't work. And they just kind of look at her like, "Bitch, we told you can't do that shit." That shit even motivated her more. This bitch, excuse me, I'm sorry, Oshan, I don't mean to call you bitch. You use a term of endearment really in this scenario. So like, this woman, Oshan, this deity, this Orisha, mother of all mothers, or Oshan, transformed herself. She shapeshifted and turned into a peacock. Now I have two. Before I go into this quick story time, I have two scenarios where I've came in contact with peacocks. When I was in second grade, they took us to a trip to a pilgrim farm, and I had wandered off by myself, and this peacock came out like, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool!" But at the same time, I'm like, should I be this close to this peacock? So that could have been like my first like real encounter with Oshan. I don't know why I did like this, but because people be like, whatever, it don't mean that, but it means something to me. My father had took me and my sibling back home when we was young. That had to be when I was in second grade, the same year. And I noticed that too when I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, yo, I seen a peacock 2 times in 1 year. That got to be significant. But I wasn't thinking about it when I was a child, obviously. So this is why this is the weirdest thing ever. So my father had took me back home with my sibling, and we had went to Africa. And while we was over there, I think we was like in Lagos or something like that. And he had took us to one of his. They don't want me to talk about it. Fuck all that. I could talk about it because you're gonna understand why I could talk about it when I explain it. So he took us to Africa. When we went to Africa, we went to one of his I don't know if it's business associates, his friend. I don't know who this man is. Excuse me. One of his homes. This nigga lived in a mansion. It was an all white mansion, and we walked inside the mansion. It was an all white everything inside. Now let me talk to you about. All right, they had this big gate when you came in. And then there was like these water fountains when you walked in, and there were swans in the water fountain. And I think the coolest thing about this mansion was outside the mansion. Like I said, there was swans in there. He had animals walking about freely. All right, he had animals walking about freely. It was kind of creepy, and we went there at night too. So it was kind of weird vibe. Like, it's not weird vibe. It was good ass vibe, but like I was kind of scared a little bit because I'm like, you got these animals walking around freely. What the fuck? going on, you know? From a kid's point of view. Anywho's. So we go in there. I see all white, this and that. I'm not gonna explain the whole story. All I'm gonna say is basically like because I was. Yeah, I'm gonna explain the story. So basically, we went in there. I'm a kid. I'm not thinking that of it. So like, my father knows this like a man of affluence or whatever the case may be. So, um, like I said, he had white walls, all white everything. I was on that nigga wall like this. I was tired as fuck. I don't know. We was like we just got back from travel. I don't know. We had a long day. I was just on the wall. This nigga was like, get off this nigga wall. And the man iPhones who house was, he's like, no, like she's fine, she's good, like this and that. He took a liking to me, so I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, go play outside. He said, go look at the animals. And yes, I'm like, oh, all right. Went outside, came in contact with a peacock. I was like, this nigga got a peacock. The swans wasn't what the swans were very elegant. Let me let you know. But the peacock, I'm like, this nigga got a peacock in Africa, my nigga. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know peacocks were a thing in Africa. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was like a really cool moment. Why the fuck, like a year, 2 years ago, right? I went up to my father. I was like, yo, you remember the time we went to such and such mansion? I don't remember his name. Cause I want to know who this nigga was. Cause I want to know how he doing. Like, now I'm like, yo, he good. Like this. I'm over here like thinking about something. I don't even know the nigga name. I'm like, is he good? Like, where he at? Like the nigga with the peacocks and the animals in his yard. This nigga like, what the fuck are you talking? Like he didn't say it like that, but he basically was like, in paraphrase, like, what the fuck is you talking about? Now, my mother didn't go with us on that trip, so granted, I ain't asked her that shit. So I went to my other sibling. I'm like, I know you was young, but do you remember when we went to that such and such house and they had all them animals? And she like, what is you talking about? I'm like, yo, ain't no way. And then I almost for a second was thinking, like, was it one of those moments where I was able to see things that wasn't there? Or I'm like, nah, this nigga told me there was animals out there. I'm like, something. I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Nah, like, why the fuck am I the only one to remember it? You know what? I received the blessings. If y'all remember that shit, I'll receive all the blessings. Fuck you mean. So back to this narration of Oshan. So, like I'm saying, Oshan got motivated because these niggas was haters. These niggas was like, why you trying to do some shit we can't do type shit. So Oshan transformed herself into a peacock and flew up towards heaven. The closer she got towards heaven, I guess the sun was burning the shit out of her or some shit like that. God forbid all my life. And the closer she got towards the heavens, every feather on her body like disintegrated, like burned off. She was like hanging by a thread kind of previously, trying to reach them heavens, trying to prove to everybody that she can get there and communicate with him. And she actually, before Oshan was supposed to pass away because of the intensity of what she tried to do to reach the heavens, to talk to Olodumare, because he could not hear them, he could not hear their prayers. He was out there. He was in heaven. He was chilling. She almost died. Olodumare in Peacock shape shifting style almost died in Olodumare's hands. Olodumare like the, and then I guess he seen her bravery, her courage, her determination, her motivation of self-worth, and he not only saved her life, he healed her. Now I'm like, yo, that right there was so motivational. I was so overwhelmed just hearing a story like that, because you know how many people lives are kind of like that story. People tell them they can't do something. People tell them they're not able to do something because they can't do it, and then you try and you try and you try and you get it right, and it almost feels like you can't go no further, and then God be like, who, my child? If I say you my child, you're able to do anything. Let me heal you. Let me bless you. Let me bestow life unto your body. All glory be to God. So I'm gonna look more into and then real quick, because I said that Beyonce Sweet Dreams reference, Olodumare is the African deity Orisha that is supposed to be the one and only God, right? Olodumare, spelled Mare at the end. Mare. You can be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. But Olodumare went to heaven. And I was happy that that is shown in research and context that he is of God. They said he went to heaven because we know where Yemaya went. When y'all said she unalived herself, you know where she went. It was not to heaven, and it's like sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Olodu. I don't know what that means, but there might be something significant there. But opposite of nightmares is Olodumare, is what I wrote in my notes.